What is up, guys? My name is Ray and welcome to another Honkai tutorial video. Now in today's video I want to show you guys how I did 30 stall clear the current memory of Chaos Cycle in patch 1.5. But before we hop into the topic of today's video, I want to point you guys to my Discord server. The link for this in the description of every video. You will get notified for every upload that I do on the Discord server, as well as being able to communicate with my community and with me over the Discord server. So if you have any questions, don't bother to ask and join the Discord server. All right, with that out of the way, also I want to point you guys to my YouTube short section where I'll try to upload a video every day. So definitely make sure to check that out to support me and to support the channel. All right. Now, let's get back into the topic. So, with the current memory of Chaos, they made a significant change that makes the content a lot harder. So, I was complaining that the memory of Chaos currently got a lot easier because I was able to clear it without any problems. And I have to say that this memory of Chaos is a bit harder. It's like not a lot harder if you have a couple of chars built. So I think if you do spend on the game, it should still be easy and very doable for you. But if you don't spend like me, if you're completely free to play, it is a small challenge, honestly. So I did need a couple of tries to get this done. That's why, yeah, the video is pre-recorded. So I will show you footage and I will comment over the footage why and how I use certain skills. And yeah, probably this will no, why I did this is because I was like watching videos and stuff on the side, so, and I was retrying it a couple of times. So yeah, in today's video I will show you guys how I did clear the memory of Chaos, and in the next video I will show you guys the builds of my team. So this was basically the team that I used, but in the next video I will focus on the builds that these characters were in. So alright guys, so this is the video where I did started the memory of Chaos run. As you can see, the team that I used was Natasha, Kafka, Clara, and the Trailblazer. The reason why I did this combination is Natasha is the only secondary healer that I have. I would not recommend to use her if you have any better option, of course. Trailblazer is the same. If you have any better option than the Trailblazer, use something different. But I don't have any, so I was forced to use the Trailblazer. I had Sushang as an option, but currently I didn't level up her key traces, as well as she not have any relics. So I think a Kafka bleed comp would also do this. So if you have like Kafka alongside with Sushang and Luca, or Clara and Luca should also do it. I think even Clara and Sushang were able to do this. But yeah, as I said, my problem was that my Sushang wasn't built. She hadn't had any relics. So I decided to go for the Trailblazer here. So how I played this phase. So this phase was very very easy to play, a little bit easier than the phase 2. Because in this phase, I only focused on the follow-up attack of Clara, while also using Kafka's dot. So basically, always use Kafka's E, always use Clara's E if possible. Trailblazer also mainly uses his auto attack, and if I get into a situation where Kafka or Clara gets low, I use the Trailblazer E to pretty much focus the attention to him so that the other members in the team survive. Because I still have the problem that my Clara is kind of squishy. She cannot really tank more than 3 hits, I'd say. So on the 4th hit, she usually dies. That's why, yeah, basically how you can overcome this is to have by having a better healer or a better other sustain character in the team. But yeah, as you can see, like in my comp, my free-to-play characters or my sustain characters or very on the free-to-play side. My Trailblazer doesn't have any key traces, while Natasha also don't really have a lot of key traces. But at least they have relics and they have their light cones leveled up. So, which is like the bare minimum to clear this. Overall, I thought like that this fight was way more doable than the second half. Because Kafka helps a lot out on the Japort phase, and on the first phase, I think Clara was able to pretty much solo clear it. Like, the only thing that you have to pay attention on this team comp is that Clara don't die, basically. Yeah. Because now, as you can see, Clara is on a very low health, and that's why I didn't use her ultimate, because her ultimate draws the attention to her. In that time, I was drawing the attention to the Trailblazer so that he tanks, because he can tank a lot of hits. So it doesn't really matter that he cannot attack at all. So I just focus on Clara being able to do the her stuff. While Natasha gets back her ult, now she can heal back up Clara. Clara has enough health, and that's why I used her ultimate skill again. And now she's also able to tank the other hits. So now every time she gets attacked, we get the follow-up attack from Sverok that does a lot more damage. We still don't really care about the Trailblazer here, because the Trailblazer, he's like just there for tanking. So I tried a couple of comps without the Trailblazer and putting in a DPS unit. So I did try Sampo, because my Sampo is built. I also did try Gneifen, so to do more like a dot combination with Kafka. But the problem on that was that Clara died much faster on these team combination. I was able, if I withdraw the RNG, I am able to clear this a little bit faster with a more DPS focused comp. But it was like a lot of frustration when the character died. So I thought back at the thing that I wanted the most in this team is that Clara has to survive, and how I could do this was to adding in another sustain character, and the only other sustain character that I have, unfortunately, is the Trailblazer. So that's why I added the Trailblazer at the end, and he was doing a great job here. So he was generating skill points by auto attacking. If needed, he used his E for for tanking stuff, and Kafka was able to finish here. So yeah, I still had 25 cycles left, so I was able to do this in 25 cycles. So let's just jump forward. So this was my first try. I also want to show you guys that I did fail. So which was basically here. So I was already at the 20th cycle, but yeah, I thought that it is not doable. So I just restarted the run, and then we got into this run here, which was the final run to clear this with at least 20 cycles left. Okay, so pretty much this team is a lot more efficient before the fight, because we can use all the techniques. So we can use Bronya, Locha, Jingliu first, and then the final technique with Pella. So all techniques are live. So this team works is of course a Jingliu hypercarry team. I think this is kind of more self-explanatory than the first team, because this is a very meta comp. So all you have to do is just do all the buffs from Bronya on Jingliu and use Pella's ult to debuff. So there are all certain things that you want to keep in mind. For example, using Bronya's ultimate first, so you will increase the damage of Pella and Locha, because we shouldn't underestimate the damage of Locha, and we also shouldn't underestimate the damage of Pella. As you can see, so I think Pella and Locha still does decent damage. Of course, it is not by far not comparable with the damage of Jingliu, but it adds up and it helps us finishing this faster. So mostly what I always did is most of the part I only used Pella's auto attack, except if I have enough skill points. If I was having enough skill points, I also used her E just to do a little bit more damage, to do the weakness break here. But most of the time, I just E on my Jingliu from Bronya, then try to get the 2 moon stacks as fast as we can, so she get back into this state. Because as long as she is in the state, she's pretty weak. But we still have to buff her, because she's like the strongest that we have. So here in this last phase, I tried to use my skills as optimal as possible, because all the ultimates were pretty much full, and I wanted to have them ready for this rotation, for the first rotation. So that's why I started right off with Pella's ult. Usually I would save this, but because it was Pella's turn, I was using the ultimate, then immediately used her E to get back a lot of energy. And as you can see, now when Jingliu is in the her trans moon state. I forgot about the name. It's the moon. I just call it the moon state. And now Bronya and Pella are pretty much nearly ready to get back the ultimates, and we were shredding the first phase here very easily. So the only thing that could happen to us that is now problematic, since we still on 23 cycles, is if the True Sting uses his ultimate, because the ultimate from True Sting is able to one-shot our Pella even if she is full life. So I was trying this a couple of times, and he was often able to one-shot my Pella. And then we use here. So I think another alternative for you is to use Tingyun instead of Bronya if you want to. But my team was very focused around a combination of Bronya and Jingliu, because I think I didn't put on any speed boots. So I put on a attack percentage boots and a energy recharge rope, which I will show you guys in the next video. And that is way better combined with Bronya. So I attack this side sting here to get more damage out to this, which wasn't that worth it actually. I think I still could have attacked this True Sting, because Jingliu would have killed the side sting anyway. So yeah, I don't say that I played it very perfectly here, but I played it well enough to clear it with over 20 cycles, I'd say. So yeah, so we are still... So this one is like now a little bit tricky. We're still at 21 cycles, so we basically have 2 cycles left. So this time I again tried it with the same technique. I took a risk here with doing only minimal amounts of damage like this. I think this was the key point for me to clear this way earlier than expected, because I was able to get all the ultimates back, and I still only used 1 skill to finish the boss. And now I'm able to do a full rotation only with ultimate skills, like the optimal rotation with Bronya, then Pella, to maximize the damage from Luocha and to maximize the damage from Jingliu's ultimate skills, which we're doing now. She gets in the moon state, and we can immediately take another action to use her E in the moon state. This does a lot of damage. And yeah, now we're really focusing on breaking the shield of the True Sting, because if the True Sting now gets a turn, that would be kind of tremendous for us. I thought this. But yeah, I think a very good effect here was that we were able to kill pretty much all the side stings. And yeah, in this case, I noticed it is way better to attack the True Sting than his sidekicks. And I used Pella's ult. He exploded. And this finished the rest. And yeah, then I was able to clear the memory of chaos in 21 cycles. So yeah, so this is a little bit of a different type of video today. I usually don't show gameplay that often. But yeah, I thought because they increased the difficulty of this, I think I show you guys how I cleared it with my team as a free-to-play with my characters. Hopefully that helped you guys. If you guys did enjoy, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel. In the next video, I will show you guys the builds of my characters that I used for Memory of Chaos. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.